The opposition has targeted the BJP once again, and this time over the alleged links of the party to one of the Lashkar terrorists arrested in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, Times Network has it confirmed from the J&K BJP Minority Morcha chief himself that one of the Lashkar terrorists who was arrested today in Riyasi district, named Talib Hussain, was the IT and the social media head of the BJP's Minority Morcha in the Jammu region. Now, though the BJP Minority Cell chief has also added that Talib had resigned just a few months back and that they did not know that he had such intentions. Remember, the Congress party had also alleged that one of the main accused in the brutal Udaipur murder case was also a BJP member after pictures of the accused surfaced on social media with some of the BJP Rajasthan workers.
सर शेख बशीर सर से बात हो रही है।
जी 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 जी
सर एक चीज आपसे ये पूछनी थी, मैं आपको ऑफिशियली फोन सर ये रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है ताकि मैं आपको ऑफिशियल ऑन रिकॉर्ड ले सकूं।
जी जी
जी सर, आपसे सर पहला सवाल है मिस्टर शेख बशीर जी कि आज दो टेररिस्ट लश्कर तैयबा के पकड़े गए हैं रियासी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में।
जी 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 जी
जम्मू रीजन में जो आते हैं उसमें सर एक टेररिस्ट का नाम है तालिब हुसैन।
जी 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 जी
जी सर, ऐसा कहा जा रहा है कि वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी में थे या फिर अभी भी हैं, इसके ऊपर सर आपका क्या कहना है?
देखो जनाब, वो पहले से ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी में काम कर रहा था। वो हमारे इस अल्पसंख्यक मोर्चा के आईटी और सोशल मीडिया के इंचार्ज थे जम्मू प्रोविंस के। उसको अपनी एक चैनल भी चल रही थी, तो हमने सोचा हम उसको पार्टी, वो पहले से भी पार्टी में था, तो 5-6 महीने पहले हमने उसको पार्टी में लिया था, तो 2 महीने पहले उसे खुद ही पार्टी से रिजाइन दिया है।
नहीं सर, आप तो हाँ
आज उसको भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ कोई वाबस्ता नहीं है।
नहीं सर,
उसने 2 महीने पहले खुद ही रिजाइन दिया।
नहीं सर एक लेटर जो हमारे पास है जिसमें आपका नाम लिखा हुआ है कि आपने एक लेटर जारी किया था, अगर मैं गलत नहीं हूँ तो 4 मई 2022 को, जब आपने सरताज मजीद को उस पोस्ट से हटाया था और तालिब हुसैन को उस पोस्ट पे आपने अपॉइंट किया था कि जम्मू प्रोविंस के वो मीडिया आईटी एंड सोशल मीडिया इंचार्ज होंगे बीजेपी माइनॉरिटी मोर्चा की।
जी 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 जी
जी तो सर अगर 4 मई को
यूं ही 4 मई उसे हमने उसको बनाया था, 4 मई, उसके बाद ही 5-6 दिन के बाद ही उसे खुद ही रिजाइन दिया है जिस पोस्ट से। सर
नहीं, इसके पहले सर आप लोगों को कभी ऐसा लगा नहीं कि वो एक टेररिस्ट है और लश्कर तैयबा का
नहीं, वो बीजेपी में काम कर रहा था। अब समझ नहीं आ रहा है उसको कैसे दिमाग में घुस गया कि मैं एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी छोड़ के टेररिस्ट पार्टी पकड़ी उसने। हमें खुद ही इसकी बात की बहुत दुख है।
All right, and now I'm being joined by my colleague Ishan live on the broadcast. Ishan, once again a very serious charge against the BJP, and this time their alleged links with a terrorist who's been arrested in the Wali today is under the scanner. How true is this? As per your sources, what have you been gathering so far?
Well, sources clearly indicating that he was affiliated with Bharatiya Janata Party, and you don't directly get elevated to the IT cell. We're sure that he was working with the BJP for quite some time, and that is when he was elevated to the BJP's IT and media. And there is a letter which this gentleman who was just speaking to one of my colleagues told clearly that yes, he was associated with the BJP and he was working there, but they don't know that when he actually joined the outfit Lashkar-e-Toiba. Now remember, police in the morning said that they actually went on to say that it were the locals who actually apprehended this particular Talib along with a boy from Pulwama this morning, and then they were handed over to police, and then there was a bravery award also issued by the LG and as well as the DGP of Jammu and Kashmir Police. Later on, Congress handles and Congress leaders in Jammu and Kashmir started tweeting about Talib's association with the BJP, and then several pictures of him with the top leadership of Jammu and Kashmir, including the president of J&K BJP, surfaced on social media. Until then, the BJP was silent on the issue. But now, since we have the confirmation from the BJP's minority morcha head that he was definitely with the BJP, but he says that he had actually left the party some months back. Remember, there are also reports that he was running a local news portal in that particular area. There are AK-47 rifles and other ammunition that has been recovered from him. There was a wanted poster which surfaced actually by the police in Jammu division, where a reward was also called for his apprehension, because he was, police says that he was involved in several incidents in the past as well, because there are reports that two of his associates knew it, were held a week back, and that is when police got a tip off about him. And since then, he had been evading it, and finally today, police caught him. But this will definitely create a big political storm. One has to wait that how other political parties will react to this, because now there are serious charges against BJP that they had taken somebody who was associated with Lashkar-e-Toiba and was actively involved in militancy-related cases.
That's right, Ishan. In fact, it's very surprising coming in from a party that has always been so quote-unquote vocal, about terrorism. They've always spoken about how they have zero tolerance policy for terrorism and how they intend to fight it. And now, this time it's very shocking in a way, because, we know that the BJP administration is in power in Jammu and Kashmir, and yet not enough checks were conducted before this person was hired. What if we just talk about, in terms of the laxity in the checks that were conducted, how come the BJP was so oblivious of the credentials and the whereabouts of this arrested terrorist?
Well, absolutely right. There are several questions that are being raised on the BJP. One, that was there any check done on him before he joined the BJP? And also being him elevated to a post where IT, which is a core part of the Bharatiya Janata Party, is functioning, and he was elevated to that position where he was handling it, is something which is very crucial and critical. He might also have been privy to some information. We spoke to one of our sources in the BJP. Now, BJP is claiming that, there weren't enough checks done on him, and that is what led to the entire issue. Whether that's an issue, something which the BJP will have to address, because now there are serious charges that he was actually one of those persons which police says was a top commander of Lashkar-e-Toiba, and him being associated with the BJP might say that he was trying to evade being arrested or being hinted being associated with Lashkar, and that is why he joined the BJP. But there are questions being raised now that why did the BJP allow such a person, or did they not do a background check on Talib, that where did he come from, what does his activities do, or if there is a involvement in the past as well. Whether that was done or not, that is interesting to see. But definitely a party which has been strong advocate against militancy, particularly in Kashmir Valley, things like this is something which will make guns blaze, Congress and other political parties. Congress has already reacted saying that, this is a political party which is vocal about all these issues. But now, since Talib has been arrested, on the back foot.
All right. So several questions being raised over what in fact led to this mistake by the BJP party, that in fact a terrorist was working in the BJP organization in the valley. And once again, let's listen in to that exclusive conversation that my colleague Mohit had with the BJP Minority Morcha chief. Listen in.
सर से बात हो रही है?
जी।
सर, एक चीज आपसे ये पूछनी थी, मैं आपको ऑफिशियली फोन, सर ये रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है ताकि मैं आपको ऑफिशियल ऑन रिकॉर्ड ले सकूं।
जी
सर, आपसे सर पहला सवाल है मिस्टर शेख बशीर जी कि आज 2 टेररिस्ट लश्कर तैयबा के पकड़े गए हैं रियासी डिस्ट्रिक्ट में।
जी
जम्मू रीजन में जो आते हैं, उसमें सर एक टेररिस्ट का नाम है तालिब हुसैन। जी सर, ऐसा कहा जा रहा है कि वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी में थे या फिर अभी भी हैं, इसके ऊपर सर आपका क्या कहना है?
देखो जनाब, वो पहले से ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी में काम कर रहा था। वो हमारे इस अल्पसंख्यक मोर्चा के IT और सोशल मीडिया के इंचार्ज थे जम्मू प्रोविंस के। उसको अपनी एक न्यूज चैनल भी चल रही थी, तो हमने सोचा हम उसको पार्टी, वो पहले से भी पार्टी में था, तो 5-6 महीने पहले हमने उसको पार्टी में लिया था, तो 2 महीने पहले उसे खुद ही पार्टी से रिजाइन दिया है।
नहीं सर, आप तो
आज उसको भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ कोई वाबस्ता नहीं है।
नहीं सर,
उसने 2 महीने पहले खुद ही रिजाइन दिया।
नहीं सर, एक लेटर जो हमारे पास है जिसमें आपका नाम लिखा हुआ है कि आपने एक लेटर जारी किया था, अगर मैं गलत नहीं हूँ तो 4 मई 2022 को, जब आपने सरताज मजीद को उस पोस्ट से हटाया था और तालिब हुसैन को उस पोस्ट पे आपने अपॉइंट किया था। कि जम्मू प्रोविंस के वो मीडिया आईटी एंड सोशल मीडिया इंचार्ज होंगे बीजेपी माइनॉरिटी मोर्चा की।
जी 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 जी
जी तो सर अगर 4 मई को
यूं ही 4 मई हमने उसको बनाया था, 4 मई, उसके बाद ही 5-6 दिन के बाद ही उसने खुद ही रिजाइन दिया है जिस पोस्ट से।
सर नहीं, इसके पहले सर आप लोगों को कभी ऐसा लगा नहीं कि वो एक टेररिस्ट है और लश्कर तैयबा का
नहीं, वो बीजेपी में काम कर रहा था। अब समझ नहीं आ रहा है उसको कैसे दिमाग में घुस गया कि मैं एक पॉलिटिकल पार्टी छोड़ के टेररिस्ट पार्टी पकड़ी उसने। हमें खुद ही इसकी बात की बहुत दुख है।